so let's see. I think I'm on right now. Yeah, okay, I'm streaming right now. Okay, cool on my end. Cool, 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 cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on YouTube. I think I'm on. Yes, I am on. Cool. All right, so right now, let's go ahead and link that and put this right here. How you guys doing? How's everybody doing? Oh man, I can't wait to talk about the Switch, and I can't wait to talk about all the other things that's related. But right now, let me go ahead and get on this link right now. Let's see. I'm gonna join right now back. Okay, here you go. Copy. Put that on Google. Okay, paste and go. Let's go.
There's a way I can, even though it's already cooked, add in some sort of spicy sauce into it. You know? So I'm trying to figure that out because we still have some left. But
Yeah.
but I was like disappointed in it, sadly.
I'm back on now. So
Oh, hey, cool.
everything's like I was so upset. Like my whole thing was updating, and it
Oh,
just
see that?
I couldn't hear
Oh, you couldn't hear
Pasta.
anybody.
I couldn't hear Miz. I could hear you, Pokey Problems, but I couldn't hear Miz.
She said she couldn't hear you. Also, I got a question for you. What microphone are you using on your system right now?
I'm using the it's the Razer Kraken.
Can you
Seven.
ch- can you can you check and make sure that on the Zencaster page it has that microphone selected for you?
Let's see. Why is it using my crappy one?
It says system default on your profile right now, and you might be able to change that.
Okay, let me just go ahead and okay.
Yeah, just take a quick
Okay.
look and see if you can change it. You sound pretty good though. Oh yeah, now it says Razer.
Now is it working now or no?
It sounds good. Yeah, and it says Razer on your profile now.
Yeah. Okay, because I just switched that one. Audio output. What's this gonna? I guess Razer. I guess too.
That's fine. That's for you to hear it.
Allows you to hear your own voice in real time. Oh, I'm not gonna do that
You don't want that. You don't want that.
because that's like just ring my ears.
Yeah, yeah. No, I have myself off on mine too because it make me
No, you're
crazy.
not. What do you have
She's
a
a Razer
razor?
fan.
You have a razor as well, or what? Pokey.
No, I have a what do I have? I have an Audio Technica. It's really like it's like a podcasting mic specifically. Like it's for voice recording. It's not good for music. It's not good for other stuff, but I really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's is good for like if I'm in a tournament or whatever, it blocks out, it noise cancels everything. So like if I'm
Ooh, that's
talking or
nice.
whatever, it'll just be recorded to me. So
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's
That's really
nice.
nice.
so how do you like the quality of the sound? Is pretty good.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
it sounds really good over
Yeah.
the internet right now, which is unusual. Usually we get a lot of lag. You
Well,
know,
yeah,
it sounds good.
well, the reason why I have really good internet, so I pay for my I pay
That's why
for
you sound. That's why you sound good. I get it.
He pays for his internet.
I have my 12 upload and I have my 300 download. So wait, what? How did that happen? Why did that refresh?
It's okay. It should start recording now. Do you see, is does the dot say recording on you guys? You have a blinky red dot.
Yeah, it says recording now, but
That's good. That means we're going. It refreshes when you stop and start the recording. Unfortunately,
oh, okay, okay.
yeah. All right. So we're gonna restart introducing you, and we'll just get right into talking about your channel and your streaming and like your love of Mario Kart and Yoshi apparently.
Of Yoshi, look, I love that Yoshi.
You can't hear him. Does it hate? Oh shit! It can't. So Radia says she can't hear you. So why don't you talk a little bit, Mike, so she can see if she can get that.
Okay,
Hmm.
let's see. I'm here. I'm the awesome Michael. Can you hear me, Miz?
Yeah, she can't. She cannot hear you. What is up with
Let
that?
me go ahead and refresh this real quick. I think that's probably what happened. Let's see.
Okay, try it and see what happens.
Okay. All
All
right,
right,
I'm back.
Can you hear him?
I don't know what's going on because your VIP connection to Miz has failed.
Oh, so the voiceover internet for her has failed. I hear both of you guys. That's the problem. Miss Silver, why don't you try refreshing your window one more time? And if this doesn't work, we're just going to go to Skype.
Reestablished with Miz.
Hey,
Yeah, now I can hear
now
you.
I can
Okay.
hear you.
That was so
Okay, I
weird.
can hear both of you.
That's so weird.
It's it's a three-way thing, you know.
Three-way.
Three-way. Oh shoot.
Oh yeah.
I said it, baby. I said it.
I don't know what to do, so I don't know.
You're like, I'm confused. What's happening? Help. All right. Well, tonight we have a very special guest that we are going to let out of the closet.
That's so
Whoa.
exciting.
Whoa. Okay.
We
I,
keep it in the closet.
We keep all of our
if you
special guests there.
if you do a good job tonight, we'll give you bread and water before we put you back.
Yes.
All right, tonight
Don't
our
mind all the
special guest.
skeletons.
Those are the skeletons of past special guests.
Yes.
oh
All
my
right.
gosh.
All right, tonight our special guest is the awesome Michael, streamer extraordinaire, Mario Kart badass. That's about right. Good introduction, huh?
That sounds like a great introduction, but you also gotta include three-time champion right here. Swept the entire all packs.
Three-time
Whoa.
champion.
So you
I'm
went
so
to every
jealous.
PAX last year and you won all the Mario Kart tournaments.
Yes, I did.
What format were those tournaments in?
They were on the 3DS. It was
All
Mario
3DS.
Kart 7.
Okay.
He's my hero.
Yeah. Now, on your channel, from what I can gather looking at your videos, I mean, I looked on your channel. It looks like mostly Mario Kart to me first off. And then on top of that, is it all Mario Kart 7 or do you also do other Mario Kart variants on your channel?
Well, as of right now, I'm actually trading for Mario Kart 7. So I'm getting ready specifically for that game because there's going to be a tournament coming in PAX South on the 28th. So I'm getting specifically ready for that. I'm working hard for that.
Okay.
Usually when I'm not training, I usually do different 3DS games. So I'm trying to get it. So I'm trying to get into Metroid Federation. I'm trying to get back into Monster Hunter. But that's gonna be after the fact when I'm no longer in season with training. So
So you have to train for this, you have to train for PAX East in
yes.
March.
Do you also like drink raw eggs and do 1,000 push-ups a day to help with your training?
I wish I was Rocky, but I don't have any muscles right here. So I think I do, but I don't.
All right. So what is your favorite Mario Kart course? Just let's hit it. Hit us with that one.
Oh man, that's gonna be a hard one. Oh, Wario Shipyard.
Really?
I like that one too.
I love Wario Shipyard because it's underwater. It's underwater. It's a nice course. It's you can swim. You know, it's like you're in your little pool, your little jacuzzi. No, but and actually, I love it because it's good for my setup. So that's why I pick it a lot if I can.
Well,
It's almost like a cheat.
He's a
So-
bad man.
from all of your social media presence, I believe you're a Yoshi fan. Am I correct?
Yes, I'm a Yoshi fan. I even met Yoshi at PAX South last year.
Really?
Were you
I-
starstruck?
Yeah, I was so happy. I was like, this is my dad.
So, what's your setup normally in Mario Kart 7? Yoshi.
Yeah, Yoshi, Eggwood one, wood wheels, and
Wood
then
wheels are
Peach
the best.
Parasol. Those are all the three.
Oh,
That's the three.
interesting.
I have like an extremely light setup. So I don't use like any like heavy set or
Yeah.
anything like that.
That's very light.
So
Yeah.
it's a little bit different than what other pro players use, but I believe that I think my setup is the perfect setup because
Man.
I can get
What's popular for other people?
what's usually popular is the Metal Mario, the heavy Metal Mario,
Okay. Okay.
red Monster Wheels, and the B Dasher.
Yeah, I was
And-
gonna say the Beat Dasher and the Monster Wheels.
Yeah, usually see
I
that
like
in
the wood
tournaments.
is also really popular, but wow.
Yeah, you see
I'm
that in
surprised.
tournaments because those are the ones that they feel like, oh, they have the most speed, but they have the less acceleration. So that's why I felt like my Yoshi combo was perfect because it could counter that, and if I get hit, I have a better chance of recovering
The
quicker.
recovery.
Hmm.
Makes
Yeah.
sense to me. Makes sense to me. Do you have any like play style things that you want us to know about? Like how do you feel your play style varies other than the setup?
My play style, like again, because if I'm gonna get hit, I'm gonna play the best to my ability. My ability is I like to play aggressive. So if I see you in real life too, I'll throw a shell, I'll throw a bomb, I'll throw a banana. I'll come. I'm just gonna keep going. I do play a little defensive of holding items too. Yeah, you got to have
Okay.
that as well too. But I just feel like my level of play is all aggressive. I take chances more so than
Ooh.
anybody else. And I've seen like more players playing a little bit more defensive than I do. So I have the chance with the to attack them and see. And not only that, they're Metal Mario, so if they get hit, they're done.
Yeah, because
Oh,
they don't
you
have
mean it's gonna
the Excel to
their
pick up.
0 to 60 time is 10 minutes?
Yeah, they're just not gonna make it.
Yeah. It's like they have a dial-up connection, so
That's a good
I
way of
have
putting it.
I have files, so they have yeah they're done.
They're done. Well, clearly it's a winning strategy.
Yeah,
Three
it's been
time,
working.
you swept the PAX last year.
That's impressive.
So
And
Thank
since
let
you.
you like Yoshi a lot, I want to know what your favorite color Yoshi is.
I
Oh,
red is my favorite color, and it goes with
Red.
and it goes with my 3DSs. It goes with everything I want to buy. I always specifically pick red, and if it had to be a Yoshi, it would be a red Yoshi.
Mm,
oh, so red is your color. I gotcha. I gotcha. Now let's go back even further into your video game life. Were you always a Nintendo kid?
I was always a Nintendo kid. I started off with the 64. That was my first major console that I started off with.
Are you
Uh,
young, or are you were you someone who got into gaming later in life?
yeah, no. I started out as young at the time.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You were Miss Silver's first Nintendo console was the original, so
Oh yeah, the original. Okay, all right.
that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, because I didn't. I grew up. Okay, I started with the first my first console ever. I started with a Sega Genesis. So that's what I
ooh.
started, but that was like back in '93 or two.
Sonic.
Yeah, it's the Sonic games and stuff. And then that's when I transitioned to 64. And the 64, I was
Okay.
loving it because I was happy with Super Mario 64. I was happy with Mario Kart 64. That's what it started it all, like all the competitiveness. Although I wasn't good at it.
That has the best version of Toad's Turnpike,
Y-
hands down, on the
yeah,
64
yeah,
to
way
this
better.
day.
Yes, even better than Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 has a good
Yep.
remix track bit, but that's it.
Yeah, but the 64 version is better.
Yeah, I agree. I think the 64 was is just so nostalgia, and then all the good trucks and cars that are coming at you.
I
Yes.
love that part.
And then when you're in the truck, it's so invincible.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing when you play that and how angry people get when they're playing it. It's so much fun.
Oh man, I was so upset when that track got used to get picked when I was a kid.
I love that track. It's awesome. It's
I
so
used to be
fun.
so upset, but then later on, like in life, I was just like, you know what, I embrace it. You know what, it's a fun track. It was one of those troll tracks that if you hit someone with a star and you push them to the truck and they get hit by the truck, it was
Like
so
three
funny.
times in a row.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a great track. So you became a Nintendo guy for the 64.
right. That's pretty much where I started with the 64. Super Nintendo, I didn't really have a chance to play it until later on. So I caught that on when it was like during the time when it was GameCube. Like I was playing it with my friends and we played Super Mario World.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's a killer game.
yeah, and then I played the other like the NES games of Mario, Super Mario Bros. And yeah, I didn't it didn't happen until the GameCube era, basically.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. That's when you became a full-fledged Nintendo guy.
Yeah, it
Did you
was.
have a Game Boy in those days?
Yes, I
Like,
did.
what's your hint?
I had the Game Boy Color start
Ooh,
off with the Game Boy
pretty.
Pocket. So I had that as well. I got Game Boy Color first before I got the Game Boy Pocket, and then then from there, that's when I went from the Game Boy Advance to the Nintendo DS. So I had all those, pretty much all those consoles in line, and then I got the 3DS. But I was in love with the handheld. I love the handheld
Okay.
because a lot of times when I was younger, I would get punished. So the handheld was like, oh hey, it's my thing I can use. Like they wouldn't know that I would use it. But when you put your TV, remember how the CRTV would just like lit up the whole entire room, would just snitch on you, and then they'll just see through the door. It'll be like, oh, there's like lights right there.
Oh, you have to hear Miss Silver's story about
Which
cheating
one?
on her CRT. The one when you would pretend you were sick and then
Oh,
stay up. Tell him that story.
well, I'm not sure which one specifically. I hope my mother doesn't listen to this ever. But sometimes you'd be playing a game like Final Fantasy 2/4, 3/6, and you've really got to play those games a lot to advance. So you'd accidentally be sick and have to stay home from school, and you'd make the TV look like it's sleeping or off or something like that. Your parents would go to work, and then you'd go and play all day, and then leave it in its effectively save state, kind of. Not really save state because they didn't have that, but I don't know if that's just what you're referring to,
Well,
but
you would also, you told me you'd also stay up late at night. You'd pretend to go to bed,
oh
and then
yes,
you'd
I
feel
pretend to go
terrible
to
the
bed,
next day and be sick and have to stay
and
home
then I
and play
would
more
be sick.
Nintendo.
it's
Yes.
it's only an accident. It's you're really sick.
Yeah, yeah. That cracked me up. I was never that devious as a child.
I know. I hope my mother never listens to this. Shh.
I hope my mom and dad don't listen to any of what I just said, but I
I know.
did.
Pro tip, kids. This is how you get around it, and you can play games all the time.
No kids, just go to school.
Make sure you pass your classes.
Yes, pass your
That I did.
classes.
Yes.
All right, back to your Twitch channel. Um, you've been a Mario streamer. You've done other games. Are you ever going to pull out your really classic consoles and try to do those guys on your channel?
What I want to do is like I want to revisit 64 a lot.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I want to bring that back, but I actually want to do the actual like the CRT TV of it. I don't want to do the emulator of it. Because I mean,
Oh,
emulator. I mean, yeah, it's gonna look a little bit better, but I mean,
CRT is better.
CRT. It's just perfect. It's frame perfect, and
It'll
it
look better.
looks so good. And it doesn't frame drop either, like what the emulator does. But I can't wait to get back on that and play Mario Kart 64, play Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing, I was actually a very good player, actually.
That game is. I never played it before a year or two ago, and I was amazed because it's similar and different to Mario Kart in so many ways, and I'm amazed that I had never, I don't know, played
gotten
it
into it.
growing up. Yep. I don't know. Wolf Doctor, did you ever play it before?
No, remember, I didn't. This is going to make me sound old. I didn't get a console until I graduated from college.
Well, you could have played it at, somebody else's house, somebody else's
No,
room.
no, that's true. That's true. Maybe I had. It didn't make a big impression on me, relatively speaking.
So, and I had never played it till a couple years ago. But it seems
Yeah,
like it was a really cool game, from what I can tell.
yeah. I have to try that. We're gonna have to come to your house and try it out on your consoles because you've got that around.
Oh, I don't have Diddy Kong Racing.
Oh no!
I,
So you're telling me that's what you want for your birthday this year? Okay, just so I know.
$100 on eBay.
oh my God!
Oh
Don't
my
say that's
gosh.
true. That would be horrible.
Oh no! All right, so Michael, when it comes to your channel with stuff like this, do you talk to your viewers about what you're going to be doing and like take their feedback into account for what games you'll play?
Yeah, well, we pretty much I talk to my viewers all the time. I even have a Discord where they can talk to me and let me know. I have my Twitter, so we have some feedbacks here and there. Most of them are Mario Kart viewers, so it makes it a lot easier for me.
You know what your audience likes.
Yes,
Yes.
they love Mario Kart, and they're great viewers too. They're very supportive of me. So, but yeah,
How
like
do you attract these viewers to your channel? What have you had to do to no, what have you had to how do you attract these viewers to your channel? It sounds like you got some really loyal fans who like what you're doing.
Well, I have them on Discord, like I said. Discord is
Okay.
the main thing. Discord is basically like a Skype, but everybody that's invited into that Discord can chat to me. So we do constant conversations on what to do and what I need to switch up or whatever for new games coming up. But they're all happy about me just doing Mario Kart 7 because they know that I have to get ready for the tournament. So
Okay.
they're not as put like like it's some for some other streamers it's like they're gonna push you to do this or whatever and you want to satisfy on what they're really cool. So it's pretty much work on my own pace, which I like, and I
Yeah.
appreciate that for my viewers.
So you've had like a really open dialogue with your viewers, and you'd say you're friends with some of these guys.
Yes, plenty of them.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so you made that a big part of your channel. What's your schedule like?
My schedule is pretty much all over the place, and it was all because of me working. That's another thing of my like I have to always work, and especially to go and to compete in tournaments, to go to PAX. I work, like from overnight all the way till like I would say 12, like no, not 12, 8 in the morning, sleep. So I would probably stream like at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so that'd be 7 Eastern Standard Time.
So
So
we're
that's
cutting into your streaming time right now.
yeah, this would be my streaming time. This would be my legit time right here to stream.
Oh
No.
no. Okay, we
But
can't keep
but
you
but
forever.
but the reason why I'm even streaming at this time, I would have streamed earlier. What my plan was to do was to stream before, but the Switch.
I know.
I had to get it. So yeah, but yeah, this is part of my time. But hey, it's perfect. I'm glad to be on your podcast. So
I'm glad we could have you.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about your channel before we switch to talking about the Switch?
Switch
so,
to
so you
Switch.
want to switch me out?
No, you're gonna stay
No,
in,
no,
and
no.
Ms. Silver's gonna switch out, and it's gonna be you and me.
Okay. Um, last thing I like to add about like my stream, like it's like the thing about my stream is it's like I said, it's so sociable. Like we talk all the time. Um, it's not just Mario Kart, like it's also about like we even go in depths of like like hey, what's your real life, like so I know about their stories, they know about my stories, so it goes back and forth, and that's what I like about my channel about the most, other than Mario Kart. That pretty much that's the reason why I love streaming, because of the people that are in there and the people I love in there.
That's so
Oh,
cool.
it sounds like there's really like awesome people and like a really good like community.
Yeah, it's a
Of
really
people
friendly
that
community.
tune
It's in my stream, yes.
That's awesome. That's really. I mean, we were talking with we've talked to some other Twitch streamers on our show, and that's what they really said is they feel like people are drawn to channels where you can really interact with
Yeah,
the streamers.
yeah, and especially with Twitch, because it feels like like on YouTube it's a little bit different. You have a younger
Right.
audience, but on the Twitch streams, you have a more of a mature audience. So and they're a little bit older. So and it's
Oh.
if you're streaming Nintendo games on Twitch, it's like now like you have a more of a connection. Whereas like with the younger audience, I try to connect as much, but it's a little bit more difficult. I started doing YouTube for the last month, but I'm trying to figure out what I can do to improve that. And one of them is being funny, but and then like they love you messing up, and they love you being funny. So so like I'll see. It's a work in progress with that, but you know, it's the kids.
Yeah.
The kids are awesome. So
That's interesting. I didn't even think that demographics might be different on Twitch
Twitch and
versus
YouTube,
YouTube.
it really is.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Wow.
Yeah, since I started streaming on YouTube for the last month, it's a lot different.
Wow. So you're running both a YouTube stream and a Twitch stream right now? Not a stream, a
Well,
YouTube channel.
I'm right at the moment right now. I'm just doing Twitch right now. So then I'm
Right.
just gonna go and upload this on YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So this is gonna be
Okay.
more like an upload to YouTube, but right now it's on Twitch only.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Yeah, YouTube Live is a little confusing for me still, like how you'd make that happen.
Well, yeah, I have it split, so I use both. I stream on both, so it
Oh,
allows me
wow.
to do that. So like I can log into my account and I have it on. Do you have it split as well?
No, I don't. Tell us about your setup because I mean, it sounds like you have it going on.
So Okay, so yeah, I do it with the XSplit. I use the software. The laptop that I have is the MSI GE62. So it is an extremely fast laptop. It has NVIDIA
It
1060.
sounds fancy, just
and
off the title.
NVIDIA 1060 GTX. So that's what makes it run really fast and properly. Um, it has an i7 chip and it has a 16 gigabyte RAM, so I could do a multitask on it. So it's a
Oh
really good
yeah.
laptop. It costs worth a penny. It was like 1,500. So
Oh,
Whew.
yeah, but you know the reason why I got a laptop over a desktop is because again, like I want to get my
go.
laptop
Well,
on
you
the
can bring it
portable on the go,
everywhere.
and yeah, and
Yeah.
then go on a tournament. So that's the biggest reason why I did that. Otherwise, I would have had a desktop if I was just a normal streamer with that. So
Now, what kind of microphone setup do you have, and what kind of capture card do you have for your
Yeah, for the
Game
3DS.
Boy?
well, it's the 3DS XL. Uh,
Oh, well, yeah.
the
They're all
uh,
Game Boys to me.
So, the mic that I have, it's called Razer Chroma 7.1 V2. It
And
just
I'm
came out.
totally not outside your window staring at it right now. Don't mind that person.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna get this phone and I'm gonna call them.
Shh! Don't tell
Hello?
anyone.
She's outside the house.
So yeah, like I have that. That mic is really good. It's really good for noise cancellation, and it's like I could say it's affordable, but I would say for most people it's not. But it's $100.
Ah,
It's
okay.
$100 to buy on Best Buy, but it's a great mic. The capture card that I have is it's the old 3ds XL that I have. It's installed on the capture card, so I have like a USB input there that it can display the capture card in there, and the capture card provider is Katsukity. So
And
what
you
they
said you like it a lot, which is what I was curious about
oh
earlier.
I love it because I love 3ds games, so that's the reason why I got it. And then like I knew I was gonna do mostly 3ds on my channel, so
Cool. All right, say the name of the company that you bought that card from one more time so I can put it on the show notes later.
yeah, Cat's is cutie.
Cat's a cutie. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look for that later because I want to make sure our listeners can look that up. And do you have a special camera for your like video stream on your Twitch of you,
Yeah,
or are you just using the laptop?
I use my webcam. It's the Logitech C920.
Okay.
It records on 720. So or 10. You could do 1082, but it's a little bit it
You
gets a
don't
little bit
need that
laggy.
for
You don't
Yeah,
need
it
yeah
that
probably
for
slows it
yeah.
down a lot.
for that little teeny window on Twitch. That's your face, tiny window.
Yeah, so it's not gonna make a difference, but the 720 is just good enough. So that's what I do, and I run it on for that.
Oh, so now I'm curious. Are you using an original model 3DS and not a quote new 3DS?
Yeah, I have
Oh, I
an
didn't know that.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm using the O3s XL as I pointed
Okay.
out. And the reason being because the capture cards are very expensive. So
Mm,
you would put like you would have to put down like 250 if you wanted to get it installed.
yeah.
So I got that installed, and then plus if you buy another new 3ds XL, it's gonna be another $200. So you're looking at
Yeah.
like basically like $500, like to put down for that. So it's expensive when you put that all into factor. Then if you want to send a 3ds XL, you have to put another $25 from USP post office, and then wait until
Insurance.
your 3ds. So I was like, yeah. I mean,
Oh man.
I'll get a new 3ds XL, but not now yet.
Eventually.
Eventually,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's an expensive prospect, all this stuff we're talking about. All the good gear is quite expensive. Obviously, some people are going to have their computers, their consoles, stuff like that anyway, but it does add up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does all add up. Like, man, I spent like over, I would say, approximately 5,000 on my stream just for 3DS capture cards. Just a 3DS capture card,
Wow.
just for that.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
So it's more,
I hope your viewers appreciate that.
yeah. So it's with the 3DS, it's a little bit. There's a lot more maintenance with the 3DS than there is with
It
the
has a lot. It's a
console.
lot more complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. So in the future you hope to get this done for a new 3DS. but not yet. You're not ready yet.
I have the new 3DS XL. The thing is, I know like right now since Pokemon just came out and they have a lot of back orders on the new 3DS XL capture cards, especially.
Oh, that makes
So
sense.
that's gonna take.
Are you playing Sun or Moon?
I'm not playing any of those games yet. I want to.
Oh.
I really want to play Sun, if anything.
Sun. Okay, I was curious.
I
Which
really,
way you
really
were gonna
want.
go?
I really want to play it. You know, like it look like a really good game. I just didn't have the chance
You
to
don't have
play
the
it.
time. Yeah,
Well, yeah.
you gotta
Not-
train.
Not yet.
You need a montage, you know?
Montage.
We have to ask you this because our show does touch on Pokemon frequently. Do you have a favorite Pokemon?
Yes, I do. Yes, I
What
do.
is it? Who is it?
Pikachu.
Ah!
Oh, Pikachu
Nice.
is cute and classic, you know?
Yes.
Adorable.
Very good
I've
choice.
been a Pikachu fan since day one. Even my first card, like my first Pokemon trading card back in the day when I was like, oh, I gotta get a Pokemon card. Oh, let's go to this. There was this store at Bell Gardens, right next to the Toys R Us. I cannot remember, but it was like a sports trading card store. And I went over there, and like I saw a Charizard at the time. It's crazy because people were saying like Charizard was expensive at $20, right? Charizard,
Oh man.
look
They
at it
only
now.
knew.
Look
I
at
know,
it now.
if
It's
they
like
only knew.
150. It's like it's so ridiculous, like first edition. But $20 was like, oh man, I don't have the money for that, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like now, like I really don't have the money for the Charizard. So I looked at the Charizard, like, oh, I couldn't get that. I was like, okay, that's cool. But there was one Pokemon that I really wanted to get, and it was Pikachu. And Pikachu was there. He was there.
Yay.
And then they said, and you know what they told me? Oh, you're really gonna get this? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna really get this. Oh, it's just,
Oh,
it's. I'm like, oh, what are you trying to say? You know, like, so it's like they were like, oh, it's 25 cents. I'm like, 25 cents.
I'm in.
I'm so gonna get this. This is gonna ruin my
Down.
Chasta soda because Chasta soda was a thing back then with the quarter sodas.
Oh man.
Yeah, so as a kid,
That's
you know,
cool.
I was like, I rather throw away my soda and I rather get that because that was my allowance. My allowance back in the day was only $1 a day.
Hey man.
that represented a lot of your, income.
Yes, so that was my income.
25 cents.
There you
Yes,
go.
that was expensive. It took 25% of my income of the day.
It's a down payment on a house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were gonna try to talk you out of it. They're like, dumb kid wants a Pikachu card. And you're like, but I love Pikachu. That's
I love
why I want
Pikachu.
it.
Best card.
It was the
Oh,
best card. I was happy. The Pikachu was so nice and chubby. It was like so cute.
yeah.
Yeah, I missed that card.
The
Oh,
other
oh
Pokemon
no, what
question.
happened to it?
Oh no, wait, you don't have. Do you have it still or no? Oh, this
I
has become
know.
depressing. It was a good story. Now
adorable.
I'm depressed.
He got lost.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, that was when when I was living in Bell Gardens at the time. I think we moved to like Bellflower, another Bell city. There's a lot of bells here in Southern Cal.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, like it just got lost on the process, and it
Oh,
was so yeah.
oh. All right, what's the other Pokemon question, Miss
Oh,
Silver?
I
The one you
was
have to
gonna
ask.
ask if you were playing Pokemon Go at all.
I did play a lot of Pokemon Go during the summer. I think I had a lot of fun when playing Pokemon Go at the time.
And which team are you on, or were you on in Pokemon Go?
I was Team Mystic.
Mm,
Oh,
mm,
What?
Mystic.
What are you guys? Are you guys Valor?
Valor.
Yeah. You can tell we're Valors. Is it obvious?
Is it obvious? Is it that obvious?
Oh, that's why we don't get along, huh? You know, I'm out of here. That's kidding.
We're gonna have to go at PAX. We're gonna have to throw down.
That's
You
right.
guys think you got all you Valor people, and especially the people that are listening right here. You guys think you guys are so competitive, and you think you have everything, you know everything, right? But you don't.
Yeah.
Mystic is more it's more intel here, and they know how to set up a plan, and they'll destroy you.
We will fight. We will fight.
We don't have to fight.
We'll
We
never
already,
give up.
we don't even
Never
have
surrender.
to. We don't have to fight. We got those traps that you'll just fall into there. You're like, oh yes, I'm gonna fight you. Oh, there's a
Oh, no.
trap.
I'm picturing like a Team Rocket setup where like now we're coming at you like Team Rocket, and then like Team Mystic is just like, oh, really, guys? And then like we just like fall into a trap and it's terrible.
And then we all catch on fire.
Yes, and we all explode on fire.
Because we're Team
Yeah.
Valor, and that's what we do.
Some of my viewers are
Yes.
Team Mystic right here. Just like, go Mystic, woo! that's right.
Oh, man.
All right. Let's round this up. Miss Silver, you've got to recuse yourself from the proceedings, I hear. So we're going to talk about Switch without you. You going to get out of here?
I will, but have an excellent time, and hopefully I will talk to you very soon.
You'll definitely talk to Michael at
what?
PAX
Yes,
Saturday.
PAX. Thank you so much.
All right, bye, Miss Silver.
Bye.
You're gonna listen.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a creeper. She's gonna listen.
Wait,
Oh.
should I listen or should I listen? I don't know.
You absolutely can.
was like,
do you
I'm not
want
listening
do you want to
right now.
text Michael the reason you're not on this chat?
Huh? Oh.
Just
Oh
let
no!
it.
I gotta look at my phone.
Oh, no. She can do it on Zencaster or whatever, or on
Oh, okay.
Skype. Any of these things.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go ahead and look at it right now. I hear blah blah blah. Oh, okay.
Keep going, woman.
Yeah.
You're usually a fast typist, woman.
No,
She-
but I'm
she's-
trying.
she's-
I'm
she's-
trying to think of the best way to phrase it.
She's shy.
No. This is not going to be on anything, so you can say.
Yeah, I know, but it's still best to phrase it in a proper way.
She's thinking about this really hard.
Yeah, she's shy.
While she's thinking about it, let me tell you what I was planning for this segment. What I want us to do is to kind of talk about, I have kind of listed out different aspects of the Switch reveal. Like, I want us to talk about the presentations in a general sense, but I also want us to like debate the merits of different parts of the Switch. So like the general info, like the price point, the hardware, except for the Joy-Cons, then the Joy-Cons, then the online service, and then the games. So I kind of want to tackle each of those topics on their own a little bit
Mhm.
and kind of say how we feel about them. Because otherwise, because it's so exciting, we can just keep talking about it, like forever, pretty much. But what I want us to do is to be to tackle each subject in an individual way, so we can give like opinions on it, and then give an overall impression.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. What does Miss Silver say? Yes, you see what she's saying there. So she's working,
I'm working.
so she can't talk about things.
Oh.
She's in New York,
No,
right?
but should I listen or should I not listen to you guys? I don't know.
You
It's up to
you absolutely
like-
can listen.
I was curious. I wanted to hear what your guys' reactions were. That's
Okay, all right. Yes,
Okay.
let's just
all. I
start
don't
it.
have to listen.
No, you can.
I can listen to it later when it's all edited.
No, that's fine. That's fine. All right, awesome, Michael. Did you watch any of the Twitch? Did you watch any of the Switch presentations live, or were you out of the loop for that stuff?
I actually did watch it entirely live. I don't even know how I did it. It was during work. It was the entire hour. I don't know how I pulled it off, but I was like, I have to do it, and I did. And just let me just say, I'm actually impressed with the Switch. I do like it. Can I go with the specific thing that I did like the most, or are we
Yeah,
gonna go
lead
into
with that. Lead with
Okay.
that.
So one specifically thing that I did that I like was the HD remote thing. It was so amazing. It pinpoints your hand. It does it like when you snap your fingers, it can read that. When you're doing paper rock scissors, you can read that. I was like blown out. And then when they were talking about the ice thing, like
Oh yeah.
how it feels like water and things, like I was like, no way, this is super freaking cool. Nintendo always comes with something that's always innovative. They done it with the Wiimote. They done it with the gamepad, where it's a touchscreen.
Touchscreen?
Yeah. But now you have the Switch, which the Switch should have been the Wii U prototype. I
Yeah.
mean, it's now
They
it's
should
on
have switched to that.
yeah. So that was the thing that impressed me the most out of the whole thing, other than Zelda, because I just wanted to put, like, that was the one that blew me away. Like
Okay.
now we're getting close to we're getting close to the future now. We're basically in there. We're like really scraping in there, and I can't wait to what they're gonna do with those games.
So you were at work watching this happen, trying not to let it show on your face that you were watching this video and were totally excited.
Actually, I got too excited, and people were like, "What's going on with you?" And I'm like, "It's Nintendo Switch." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Switch! Switch!
Yes.
Did you watch the Treehouse stuff at all today? Did you watch the Treehouse stuff at all on Friday?
For the treehouse stuff, I only got to see tidbits of it. I did not get to watch most of it because of the fact that I was online for the Switch. That's how bad it was. So I literally camped out, for the Switch. Um, it
The
was
pre-orders
yes
at
for the pre-order
GameStop?
GameStop. But here's a funny story. So I went to the GameStop and they said that they had 55 in stock. So I was like, what? Because everybody was reporting 28 different switches in different GameStops, and this one was like 55. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. So I just
Yeah.
waited, like, and not only that, like when I got out, because I did overtime at work. I got there probably at 7:30, and after 7:30, like at 7:30 in the morning, there was only two people that were there. I'm like, wait, what? There's nobody here. I'm so gonna camp
Whoa.
out here. So I'm like, oh, I'm guaranteed to get a Switch. So I'm here. I'm talking with a couple of the guys that were there. We're talking about the Nintendo Switch. We talked about the translation issues.
Oh
um,
yeah. Oh my gosh.
and we basically just like we were just Nintendo fans at heart. We get there, we go into the GameStop. The GameStop rep comes out and he's saying that we only have 13 in stock, and then everybody was like, ah!
In arms.
Like they were,
Ah.
it's like 13 in stock, and it was just only the neon colors. And I was like, I don't want the neon colors. I just want the gray one. So they what's funny is the two people that went ahead, they got there because they were a bit ahead of me. They just got the neon color, which was the 13 at a time. And then as soon as when I went in, they're like, oh, we have the gray in stock. It's showing on our computers right now. Oh, let me get that instead. so I got
Oh.
so I got that. I reserved it. I was so happy. I got the Zelda pre-order. The
Did you get
collect.
the $100 one or the hundred and
I
thirty
got the
dollar one?
$100 one. There was no. I was trying to get the 130 because I wanted the Master Sword. So I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get the Master's Edition
Uh,
with the sword. Uh, but then after that, I was like, you know what? Let's see if I can go help out one of my friends and see if they have one in Best Buy, because there was a Best Buy next by. I go to Best Buy. There was absolutely no line, and I
wow.
actually pre-ordered a second one.
Oh, so you're gonna get one of your friends and make them really happy,
Yes,
basically.
I just did, and he's Zach. So if you're watching the stream, got you, bro. So
That is awesome.
so
That
he's
is
able to
awesome.
get it. So yeah, so like yeah, like and the thing about Best Buy is they didn't even have any like advertisements whatsoever for the Switch. The Switch was like pretty much like, oh, it's like it might be there, but nobody knew that it was there. And then you had for pickup for the Switch, it was sold out. So I just went there just to see if it was gonna be like on hand, just because it's a console that you can pre-order also in the store, and they actually did have it. So I was happy
Awesome.
about that.
Awesome. So you watched the Switch Treehouse stuff a little bit while you were doing that.
Yeah, I did watch a little bit of it, but then I went to sleep because I was like so tired.
I
I I,
believe it.
I was so like done. I was Nintendo out.
Oh, yeah. So I feel like the Thursday night presentation really covered the major points of what you really need to know about the Switch, where the Treehouse gave you a little more color on the games. But let's just break it down what we learned about it and what we feel about what we learned. All right.
Okay.
So generally speaking, this thing is coming out March 3rd and it's going to be $300. Do you think that price point is reasonable?
I think that price point's great. I think that's what I was hoping it to be, like $300, because I was thinking like, well, if the batteries, if they're gonna condense the battery, it's gonna probably be 2 hours. I was like thinking my original thing was, I was thinking it was gonna be 2 to 4, and then having a USB C, well, like
Oh yeah, you can charge with anything now.
yeah. So with that being said, I thought it was perfect. You know, like because it has USB C in there. That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Um, and then the Switch as core, you know, it's a portable and a console at the same time. So I thought that was actually a home run. You know, because right now PS4 is what 399, and then you have an Xbox One that's also around that same price range. So they kind of
Yeah.
and then you have the 3DS, which the new 3DS XL, which is 200 right now, I believe.
Right.
Quote me if I'm wrong. Is it 200? Yeah, it's 200. So it's like they couldn't go lower than 200, and they couldn't be exactly at 200. So it had to be either
Yeah.
250 or 300.
Yeah, that was my thinking as well. One of my buddies said he thought the price seemed high, but I said, it's both a home console and an on-the-go console, and it's priced in between the two. I thought it was pretty darn fair.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be perfect, you know, and just because again going by what the new 3DS XL was 200, there's no way that this console is gonna be uh lesser. I thought there was gonna be two editions because we were hearing rumors, like we were thinking like, oh,
Oh,
like one is gonna have a maybe hopefully one was gonna have a terabyte and the other one was gonna have like maybe let's say 200 gigabytes, but they didn't announce what the storage would be. So I
right.
liked I like to see what the storage would be because I don't think that was I don't think they said anything about that, right? If I believe
No, they did. The storage is actually quite small.
it's how much is it right now?
Sorry, I'm looking it up. It was very small. What is it?
Let's see.
It's so the Switch storage is only 32 gigabytes natively on the console, but it's
Okay.
expandable
Yeah,
by basically it's expandable by those little, what is the word for them? I can't even say
the
it right now.
SD card or something
Yeah, it's
itself.
expandable by SD card. So you have a lot of options in expanding it that way, but it's not a big number to start.
Yeah, like Nintendo needs to work on that. They need to have something at least something with like 500 gigabytes right now because that's the future right now.
Yeah,
But I could see why they did that because if they wanted to make it an affordable console, they had to make some
cut back in some
yeah
places.
yeah like
Well, that makes sense. I mean, and then you can kind of outsource to the user buying the cards, buying the SD cards, essentially,
right.
for memory. You
Well,
don't have to charge them for that.
I'm gonna buy the SD card, and I know I'm gonna buy the portable battery for it as well too. So I'm gonna have all
Yeah.
that set. So I know what to do. You guys also know what to do. So
Yeah. Now, that brings us back into talking about the hardware in the general sense. Let's not talk about the controllers yet because they're like a whole nother category,
oh
right? But let's just talk about the hardware besides the controllers. It's going to be using cartridges, which surprised me a little bit because everyone else is going to like download for everything. And with a 32 gigabyte hard drive, you're not going to be downloading very much.
no,
The touchscreen is 720p, but it does 1080 when you dock it.
and for
Um,
home consoles, yeah,
Yeah, so that's reasonable. I mean, I guess is PS4 Pro 4K at this point?
it has 4K technology on it.
Yeah, so it's
It
a little behind in that sense,
yeah.
but I'm not upset. And it's not going to be region locked, which I think is awesome.
That's one of the biggest news as well too. I'm glad that they did that as well too. Now you can go and pre-order. You can buy any other game. Now I would like to see if on the on our store because we have the NA store, we have the North America store.
Yeah,
I would like to see if they would go ahead and throw like the Japanese titles and put them on the eShop on here on for the Switch. If they would do that, that would be the greatest Christmas present. So we wouldn't have to import the games because when we import games like it's $60, we're looking at 90 to $120 per game. And
yeah.
I'm like, I hope that Nintendo fixes this and just like, you know what? We're gonna also put it there so you can also look for the game in within your region as well digitally. So you know what? That would change everything. That would be game changing because not even PS4 does that,
Oh,
or nobody
yeah.
like
That would be impressive. I mean, I was thinking about the history of Nintendo and region locking and stuff. The 3DS was region locked.
yes, it
The
was.
DS was
What
not. You
was
could
not?
buy import games
You
for
can buy
DS.
import games, but at the time they didn't have digital for the DS. Well,
Oh yeah,
not until like the
not
DSi,
until
DS,
later.
yeah, yeah. But that was more
PSI.
like that wasn't actual games. That was more like DSiWare stuff, right? I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, yeah.
so it was one of those smaller games. So that's what they could do with that handheld. That's what they only had what they can present to do that because had they had used like an actual DS game, that would be a bigger loading time and download
Right.
time. It just wasn't ready yet. But the 3DS
No.
was now. 3DS is ready for it and it's better. So
Yeah. I mean, so overall, when we talk about the hardware, I think for what you're paying, what you get is pretty impressive. Um, I'm really happy. Like the specs, sure, they're not the same as the PS4 Pro or anything like that, but you don't really expect that
you don't
from a
expect
Nintendo console.
oh that, and then it's also a hybrid console, so it's
Yeah.
gonna have some cutbacks. You know.
Yeah. Now, let's talk more about this whole hybrid thing with the Joy-Cons. First off, what do you think of the name Joy-Con?
Joy-Con, I was like, whoa, I hope it makes me happy, and it really did. I mean, the controller's a little bit different though. Like it's a little bit like it's like a little small rectangle thing going on, or like it's kind of like well, it's
Well, yeah, you get two handheld controllers essentially that are each a Joy-Con
yeah,
that kind of resemble. I mean, obviously they're not the same shape exactly, but they have the same kind of thing going on as an SNES controller. You know, they got
right,
four buttons, shoulder buttons, and a D-pad. It's got a stick, but it's got that kind of in terms of number of buttons and function, it's very similar to SNES controllers. I find it the one thing about that is you get those controllers, the two of them are different from each other, which I mean it makes sense when you think about how you could use them. But if you handed your friend the weird one, you know, they're like, you're winning at Mario Kart because I can't use this D-pad because it's too far over.
I mean, like that would be one of the reasons, but they got to get good.
They got to get good. What did you think about it when they were assembled into the Mega controller?
When they accepted it to the Mega Controller,
Like they have that whole thing where they got that
where it looks like a
mount.
dog, it puts like a balance with a dog. It looks like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
dog or something.
Click.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I didn't really think at first I didn't think highly of it, and probably still don't. I think it's all right. It's cool. It's something to do, but I think when it comes to controlling with games, especially in competitive play, I believe the pro controller would probably be better than that because I think it's a little too wide. Well, I have to see it to have it
Right, you have to
to
hold it in
actually
your
test it out.
hands.
So my thing right now, my stance on it, it's a little bit different for now. But I would love to be blown away in person because I haven't had it in my hands, so
Yeah.
I can't. It's my prejudgment for now.
What made me a little nervous about it is I think it's on the right side, the what would be the directional control and the buttons are switched from where they'd be on a regular pro controller. Does that make
Right.
sense? And that part disconcerted me a bit. I feel like it takes some getting used to. Like you'll have to commit to either playing with this mega assembled Joy-Con thing or a pro controller because once you get used to one, your right hand will only be able to do one of those two.
Right. Right.
So that
That.
makes me a little nervous about it. I didn't like the way it all formed up. I mean, I thought they looked good. Don't get me wrong, but I worry about the functionality.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Nintendo has some plans. They're gonna do something that works.
Oh
Hopefully.
yeah, no, I'm sure they'll make it work. They're good at making weird controllers work.
Yeah.
But
Just like the Wiimote. They impressed me when during the Mario Kart Wii. I thought it was not gonna work, and I also thought that Smash wasn't gonna work either too. It's somewhat for Smash. It somewhat did work. We still needed controllers, but it was functioning okay. But with Mario Kart, it had some extra stuff on it that it actually did work, like the flips and everything for the
yeah,
Wii. I'm talking about the Wii itself.
yeah,
It
yeah,
actually, so you had certain advantages with that. So like, yeah, Nintendo always tries to find something
yeah, that
that
makes
would
it
work.
work.
Yeah,
So the Joy Cons themselves assemble into a Mega controller, or you can have them individually. You can play games where you give one person one Joy-Con and one person the other and play against each other. We also saw some titles where you held one in each hand and used them as motion controllers, like traditional wand style motion controllers, which looked cool. Um, One of the accessories that comes with the Joy Cons you get these like kind of rail connected wrist straps you click on, so they have extra buttons. I thought that was an interesting feature that the wrist strap is not just a loop; it actually has more buttons on it.
yeah. I didn't see that coming. I was like, what are these couple buttons here? So it's a little bit different. It really is. I thought the wrist strap was just gonna be like, oh, it's just you just have a wrist strap, but it
Yeah, a
has a
loop like a regular.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see the potential. Like, you're going to need the strap itself, though, because it's got those games where people are going to be throwing the controllers.
Yeah, and
um,
then with those extra buttons, I'm pretty sure it's gonna function. If it's a first person shooter, you're probably gonna need those extra shoulder buttons, if anything.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
that would be really beneficial. And then I guess for fighting games too. I would like to see how when they get that going on. I would love to see how that would function and how it would work.
yeah. You mentioned when you were saying the thing you were most excited about was the Joy Cons themselves and the really awesome, not just that they have motion control and all that, enhanced motion control, they also have that HD rumble feature.
Oh man, that's the one that really blew me away. That right there, just in particular, that right there was like the icing on the cake. I did not see this coming. I thought that Nintendo was just gonna be like, oh, another Rumble Thing controller, here you go, and that's it. That to me stole the show, literally. Just that in general just stole the show because I did not see that coming.
I mean, the way they were selling it in Thursday's like premiere video made it sound amazing, but until you have it in your hand, we don't know how good it truly is. They sold it super well. They made me believe, but I feel like that's something I have to hold
Yeah,
to really know.
well, like if I could get you coffee and pour that, in there, if they said what it is, then maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like what they did with it was like water. So I would love to feel like like let's say like it'd be cool like if they had the temperatures of it and you could feel the temperature of it.
Oh, that would be really cool. That would be really cool. I wonder how they're physically making it happen if they have multiple because usually the rumble feature is a motor with an eccentric load, right?
Right.
And that's how they make the rumble work. I wonder if they have multiple motors and that would make sense if they want to get more precision with what's going on.
And then as you see as the controller, if you were looking at the reserves, it came out to what around $70 for a Joy-Con. So I'm pretty sure they put a lot of things into it. It's a little bit more expensive than the other controllers that you ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
think I think it's $70 for the pair, right? It's not $70 for just one,
yeah,
right?
$70 for the yeah for the
Okay.
pair.
Phew, I was worried for a moment there. That would be outrageous. They're like $70 for this tiny controller. And they are actually tiny. I'm impressed by how small they are.
Yeah, yeah,
They for what they're going to be packing in them, they're pretty small pieces.
yeah. Well, they try to make essentially they try to make it portable so that you can take it anywhere, and then like,
Would you,
huh?
I was gonna say, would you, having seen how it looks when you assemble the console with the Joy Cons, do you think that counts as portable still? Would you take it places?
Yeah, I mean, like it's part of like the Switch. Like if you want to use it, I mean, you can also use a Pro controller as well on the go as well too. But I think with the Joy-Con, if you want it to be extremely portable, it has similar functions to what the Wii U would have. So I can see it. I can see it running well with it.
Did you like, let me just ask you personally, did you enjoy playing the Wii U using the tablet?
I usually use the tablet mostly for playing.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I thought the tablet was it felt good in my hands. Um,
It's not that I dislike the tablet or think it's a bad concept, but I found it a little hefty to try to play using the tablet a lot of the time.
well, the thing is, I was already used with the 3DS, so like I'm kind of used with like like
Heavy
the
controllers.
yeah. I mean, I have a 3DS XL, but I mean a 3DS XL is not as heavy as the Wii U. But I was already like, okay, well, I know how to use this because it's basically like the 3DS XL with the controller functions and the layout that was there. So it seems like the Switch is gonna probably have that as well. It might feel a little bit different, well, because it's gonna be slimmer. But it actually,
Yeah,
it actually might work if it's slimmer because then now it's not gonna be filled as heavy.
I
So
hope not. Yeah. Now, before we talk about games, because that's kind of like the last ultimate topic, they kind of snuck in this thing about there being a Nintendo online service for the Switch,
yes,
which they said will be free for the first 6 months. They haven't specified a lot of details. In the video, they talked a bit about how you might use it to schedule games with your friends, basically do kind of like an Xbox Live Gold kind of thing with it, get free games like once a month or something like that, discounts, deals. What do you think of that?
I think that like something like this was gonna happen. I mean, Nintendo was gonna probably follow suit with what Xbox was gonna do and PS4 was gonna do. So I mean, it was bound to happen. Like I don't like the paid subscription of it, but it was bound to happen. And I like Nintendo, so I'm going to go ahead and
You're gonna do it.
do it. Yeah,
You know, they've resisted having a paid subscription for a long time.
yeah,
A long time. I've been impressed by that. It's been around a long time for PlayStation and Xbox consoles,
but
paid subscriptions.
with the Nintendo, they did started doing the DLC thing, and that was a thing with the 3DS and then the Wii U eventually.
Oh yeah, people were outraged when they first started doing it. Remember?
Yeah, so it was gonna lead towards that. It was gonna happen. Nintendo was gonna
Yeah, I think it's hard to avoid.
yeah,
I mean, they have to run if they're going to host games, if they're going to, have the servers up for this stuff. It's not free for them. I understand that.
right.
I understand why they want you to pay for online play because they're dealing with it as middlemen, so they have to do something. Um, for the first 6 months, having it be free might actually be a great idea. Get people to use it, see that it has value. That's
Yeah,
my thoughts.
and I hope that they also go with the price point when because if since it's gonna be a subscription and we're gonna do yearly plans, I'm gonna do the yearly thing. I'm not gonna do the monthly thing because it's gonna
Yeah,
be cheap. It's gonna come out cheaper when you do it yearly. I hope that because right now I think Xbox is priced at 60 right now a year, and
I think so.
PlayStation is also priced at 50. I
Yeah,
would
if they can keep their prices down there, I think they won't have that much trouble getting people to sign up.
Yeah, I think they'll do fine. But I would like them to start off like maybe match PlayStation's price or go a little bit under. But I think that they're probably gonna match PlayStation's price of $50 a year.
That's a good guess. I mean, just because their console costs less doesn't mean they're going to make that price less.
Yeah, I would hope for them to do it. But if they do something like $100, then I think that's a bad idea.
Oh yeah, I mean, they don't want to look bad compared to these other established services.
Yeah. So, but like they'll probably do something like that, like either 50 or 60. I don't see that's my prediction of it going like when going forward.
Yeah, I think that's a very realistic guess. A very realistic guess.
Yeah.
Now we can move on to talking about the fun stuff. Talking about the games a little bit. In the presentation on Thursday, they showed a lot of different titles. They had trailers for a lot of different games. Um, in that presentation and on the Treehouse yesterday on Friday, um, the games that they seem to really go in on, like had the trailers, had people talk about them, showed gameplay during the Treehouse, Arms and 1-2 Switch. So those games got a lot of airplay, comparatively speaking. 1-2 Switch, that's their kind of weird new launch title. That's their motion control title. What did you think of that?
I mean, One to Switch is like a little bit. It's different, and it pretty much brings now. It's like now you can have gamers connect with each other, and I think that that's a good thing, a good step forward. Uh, do I personally would I actually buy the game? I'm on the fence on it, but I think that the game has a good concept of like, hey, now we can be social with each other now. So like like not just anybody can just go and pick up that game and anybody can play it. So and then I like how it's not really much about the what goes on the screen. The screen will tell you, hey, this is what you got to do and this is what the game mode would be. But it's all about connecting with another person, and I think that game is probably pretty much what it's trying to sell, and I think that's really awesome that they're trying to do something like that because as gamers we have a hard time with socializing with each other, so we're too much to ourselves. But like this would actually be a good step forward into helping. I think it would be good for a good communication barrier, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, it's like a real like when we say a party game, usually when we say a party game, we mean Mario Kart or Smash Brothers or Mario Party. This is actually a party game like that you might have at a real party.
Like an
You know what I mean?
actual party game, and then not only that, it's like you're again it's getting that social aspect of it. With the Mario Party and all those other games, like it was always competitive, like and you were always watching the screen. So and
Yeah.
they also saw it, and that was true. Like it is true. Like you're always watching screen. You're not watching the player's face or anything. So
Yeah. Oh man. So would you say some people kind of say it's like a spiritual successor to Wii Sports or any of those early motion control games where you're just trying to experiment with the modes of motion? Did you play a lot of those games? Because that was not something that I ever really did.
I did plenty of the Wii Sports when it was at the beginning, but it got boring too quickly. I did the baseball part, and I did the what was it? Not what the basketball wasn't until the later game. Um, but they I did the tennis as well. I thought it was okay. The bowling one was actually the best part. Everyone was doing bowling.
Everyone liked bowling.
And then when they ported that on the Wii U, a lot of people were playing that online. So that one that
Was
had
it
a
popular on Twitch?
yeah, it was actually it had like people were playing it. Like people were playing it and were enjoying it and they loved it. And that's what Wii Sports should have had at the beginning with online so people can go ahead and play.
Yeah.
So it was a cool function. It was a cool fun like carnival type game, like where people can just go out there and anybody can play that. So yeah, I would say it's an expansion to 1-2 Switch. Like Wii Sports, got all that intel from Wii Sports now to 1-2 Switch. So
Yeah. I'm like you. I'm on the fence about it. I feel like as soon as I go to someone's house and I try it and it actually works really well, I'll be psyched for it. This is kind of the first launch title. I'm sure they've play tested it to no end, but at the same time, until you have it in your hand, because it really relies on the HD rumble and the motion control aspect completely, right?
yeah,
So until you have it in your hand and you actually try some of those like the quick draw mini game and you figure out what's going on, like until that happens, if it's not a smooth enough experience, if it's not easy enough to figure out, not intuitive enough, it's not going to sell the console or the game.
yeah. Well, that's well. I guess what they did was they wanted to show that and get the HD remote and show them that this is what we can do. And I think that's what I think they're trying to make a statement with that game. With just that, I don't think it's gonna. Do I think it's gonna sell well? No, but I think it's gonna show what it has. And I
Yeah.
hope I hope that I'm praying. I'm on my knees right now. I hope that it really it's a trendsetter and it changes. It changes the whole entire field. And I really hope.
Oh yeah.
I really want it. Let's see. Let's hope. Let's hope.
I mean, when you saw the trailer for 1-2 Switch and saw them doing all that different stuff with the motion controller, it did look super exciting.
Yes, it did.
You're like, yes, these people are having an awesome time. I want to do that. So if it can live up to that or come even close, it could be awesome. It could be very awesome. Now, the other title that they showed, it was actually the first title they did on the Treehouse this morning, is Arms. And they showed that a lot in the Thursday night presentation as well. What did you think of Arms?
What I think with arms, I like as I saw the presentation, um, it has a little, it looked like Pokken for some reason.
Oh, I
Pokken came
get
to
you,
Pokken came to my mind, and then technically since we're talking, since you're a Pokemon,
podcaster.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it just looked like Pokken, but a little bit different. But this thing is like where you can go around, sidestep, do some jumps, do some punches here and there, do some swings across, do left cross, right cross, and I mean that's different. I mean, I could see that. I could see myself getting a game like that, and then having online. That's kind of like cool.
I again, it rests entirely on the Joy Cons doing the right thing. You know,
Yeah,
if the motion control doesn't work, this game is terrible. I think to the games I've played that are like Connect games and stuff that use this kind of motion control, and the reason I only played them a couple of times before I said, this is stupid," is because the motion control wasn't that great. If the Joy Cons end up being amazing motion controllers, then this game is going to be really fun.
right. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I think I'm looking at it like it looks good, and it looks like it's responsive.
Yeah,
It looks like it's gonna be a game that like it's gonna be fun, and anybody can get it, and when you get better over time, you're going to get really good on the game. So we'll see, but
I know. All we can do is say we'll see at this point. I
yeah,
have high hopes.
I hope.
Now there were a million other games they announced. that are potential future titles. Arms is actually not a launch title. Um, 1-2 Switch is, but they announced a bunch of other games like Mario Odyssey that is not going to be a launch title.
That's gonna be
A
holiday
million
season. Yeah.
holiday season. There are a lot of other games they announced. They're getting Skyrim, FIFA, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Dragon Quest stuff. There's some new Square Enix RPG. Other than the ever looming Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, did any of those games catch your eye as being something you would buy?
I would say the Splatoon 2. I would like to see the sequel, that which was also announced as well too. What they said, but it's not going to be coming. Well, for with the launch title, that well, are we talking
I
about
don't
launch
think it
titles?
is.
We're just talking
Yeah,
about
no, no,
launch
no, no.
titles.
Any titles that you thought were exciting.
The Mario Odyssey was also that looked exciting, you know. The Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Edition, that one
Deluxe.
Deluxe. I think that's gonna be cool too. But now that they actually have actual balloon battles now, so you're not gonna race, in balloon battles. So I'm glad that that's kind of out of the way. But they're still gonna have those tracks in there. But I prefer those tracks. I would not want to use those tracks at all for a balloon
Huh?
battle. Ugh.
Yeah. No, I saw that trailer. It did look interesting. They showed some gameplay on the treehouse of the balloon battles and how it was just a lot of fun chaos. That also describes the Splatoon 2 trailer. Looks like a lot of awesome chaos. You know,
Yeah,
that looked like chaos too.
it looks like they pretty much follow suit to what Splatoon 1 was already, like the first game. So I like if the controls are the same and they keep it the same way, they should leave it the same. And if it worked well for the first time, it's gonna work again. It's gonna work amazing. The only thing what they gotta do is just enhance the graphics and then a couple different stages and stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, I thought it was a great looking trailer. That's also something that featured prominently in the early Switch media stuff, like the press releases and stuff. They showed Splatoon 2 in a lot of the earlier videos before they had gameplay footage or anything like that. They were showing it in their first big trailer where they showed people playing Splatoon 2 competitively in arena gaming. Do you remember that?
The which one?
They showed in some of the early Switch trailers people playing Splatoon 2 in like a competitive gaming arena, like professional esports way.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, and and if they do something that actually does pertain to something that's competitive and Nintendo does go with it, like in
You're
an
there.
actual sense, that would be so amazing. I would be there. I probably wouldn't be good at Splatoon, but it'd be something trend setting. But they have to do it. They got to do it. And
Yeah. I mean, I would say that trailer gave me more excitement than okay, Mario Odyssey excited me a lot, but Splatoon 2, that trailer just really I thought it was a great trailer. It looked great.
right.
How do you feel about Mario Odyssey from what you've seen?
Mario Odyssey is like now it's like an open world. So I think what they did was they like, oh, like Breath of the Wild, if it's open world, we're gonna do the same thing as well. So they opened my eyes, and then like basically that looks like a New York City, and I never been to New York, so I don't know what New York. But if I try to find out what New York would look like, it'd be Super Mario Odyssey.
Man, you're going to be depressed when you actually go to New York.
Oh man, it's gonna be one of these days. I'm gonna go to New York, and it's gonna happen. I've only been to Boston, so
Okay, for PAX. When they have a PAX in New York, you'll be there.
more than likely, yes.
So I thought the settings in Mario Odyssey looked really lush. Like the New York setting, they showed like a bunch of different world settings that all looked amazing to me. So I hope the gameplay is fun, but the looks were very impressive in terms of just the imagination of the different worlds.
Yeah,
That's what I would say.
right.
Now, let's get on to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This game won a lot of awards last year for being most anticipated game of 2017. Uh, Would you agree with that for yourself?
Yeah, it was one of the most anticipated game of 2016 when it was real. Because I saw it at E3. I actually played it myself.
Ooh.
Um, Let me tell you about that game. That game was that game like literally like just I was in awestruck. Like I was completely impressed with the game when it was on the Wii U when they displayed it on the Wii U. Um, it's a lot different now. They have like a Minecraft aspect of it in there,
Oh,
and
okay.
then they also have like what was the other Elder Scrolls. It has like those two aspects, and then like it's like free roaming where you can go anywhere. You know,
Yeah.
you can even climb a mountain. Like I didn't think that was possible with other Zelda games because other Zelda games it was like, oh, you can't even do anything. Once that mountain's on your way, you have to go around or what you need to do, or you need to blow up something or whatever to get interest. But this one, it's basically an adventure. Like you can go anywhere. And then like now,
Yeah.
and then like the AI on the computers themselves are a lot different than past other Zelda games. So now like they're smarter. So if you go
Ooh,
and
oh no.
if you walk close by, they'll see you and they'll alert. And then not only that, that little village of people, whatever, like because that's what like the enemies that were there, they would go and alert their other the leader would alert everybody, and then they would all fight you. But if you go there stealthily, if you go there like by taking your time and sniping them and whatever, they're not gonna notice. So I thought that was cool. Like that's something different with that game.
So you thought when you played it in previews, it was excellent then. It can only have gotten better, right?
It has to get better. It will get better. I know. Like
Yeah,
I've
I
seen
mean,
it, so I tested, so I actually do like it.
all right. From the point of view of someone who hasn't played it yet, I just thought again the looks were magnificent. It's a great looking game. It's beautiful. The world as it's rendered is beautiful. Like the view across the horizon, like the fall off distance is very,
Oh,
very far. You can see a lot of stuff. It just looks amazing. And the giant, like the stuff that's happening on the map when they showed like castles. I think in the trailer they showed like a castle collapsing in the distance kind of thing. You're watching different things happen. Like stuff actually happens in the map in this huge scale. It looks beautiful.
yeah, no, it does look gorgeous. Like I think that I was impressed with what the specs look and for a Nintendo game it does look good. Um, we'll see like when it holds up. Like that's always a wait and see. But I what from what I played and from what I've seen, I thought it looked great. But that was on the Wii U.
Well, I mean, it can only be better. It can only be better now, right?
It has to be better. And
And it was great then.
yes, and on the Switch, it's going to be even more impressive.
Yeah, exactly. Even more impressive. Now, um, we've talked about a few different games. I know you already pre-ordered Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Is there anything else you've pre-ordered?
Yes, I pre-ordered Mario Kart 8 as I talked as
Deluxe.
deluxe. I pre-ordered Splatoon 2, the Zelda game, and there was one more game I did. Oh, Super Mario Odyssey as well. So I
Okay.
pre-ordered those games were the ones where like okay, I'm gonna go. These are the games I want to have, and those are the ones those four games alone pretty much impressed me the most.
All right. I mean, they're bringing a lot of RPGs to the Switch. Is that not your style of game in general?
For Xenoblade and things like that,
Yeah.
it's one of those games where like I see
You're
right for my stream like right now, like it's one of those things where I would have to be consumed with those games. I would love to play it, but the thing is like I just don't have the time for that. And
I
then
know the feels.
and then like I guess like on my point of view, it's like I try to keep it as a multiplayer stream so I can play with the viewers here.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, no,
Cool.
but it's one of those things where it's like it's one you want to do one thing or you want to do the other, and I choose to play with the viewers. And
Cool. So these games are kind of just not going to happen for you because they require so many hours of play and you couldn't play with your fans.
no, yeah, so that's pretty much the reason why I wouldn't do it. But I would love to like in my own time, maybe
Yeah.
later on, and if the switch and since the Switch is portable, once I when I go on the airplane or when I'm traveling so far, I would have all that time to play.
Oh, that'll be the airplane will be your Project Octopath Traveler time or whatever. I
Right.
have no idea what that RPG is about, by the way. Like I just saw that very short clip of the Project Octopath Traveler, game. No idea. That trailer revealed nothing about the game.
Oh yeah,
Nothing.
no, the translator was actually a great guy. Like he did a good job on there, right? Like he was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like like yeah, I was like, dude, that's an impressive
Yeah,
game.
yeah, exactly. He was like, dude.
Yeah.
So what
What do you
did you?
say?
What he was kind of like, yeah, all right. I couldn't quite figure out what he was saying half the time. The translator. It seems like he was very surprised by what they were saying a
Yeah.
lot of the time. He was like, oh. What is that guy even saying? He didn't say it, but I could like almost hear in like his pauses that he was thinking, "What is he talking about?"
I was asking the same question too. What is he talking about? I was with him too.
Yeah, yeah. And I tried on YouTube using the automatic translation closed captions. They were worthless.
No, that wouldn't work, especially in Japanese. It's gonna be
Mm,
all over the place. In Spanish, it's actually a good. Actually, it does help.
it's doable.
But in Japanese, it's like that's like now we're basically talking. That's a huge language barrier. So English and Japanese do not mix well at all. But it's
Oh
English and
no,
Spanish
it does not.
because they're in that same area.
Yeah,
Portuguese, French, all that does work, but not
not
Japanese.
no.
It's a
It did not
it's
work
a whole
at all.
new world.
Yeah. Now, that was the problem. I did feel like I was missed out a little bit on what was going on during the Switch presentation because of that, but I got the gist. The treehouse was hilarious. I know you didn't get to watch a lot of it. Um, they had some really hilarious segments. It was kind of like watching the Home Shopping Network a little bit.
Hmm.
These guys are like, "You're gonna love this game. Let's open up the box and look at all the parts. It's just 299.99, guys. Call now." It was a little like that. Like it was a little funny. They were very into the game, so the guys who were playing clearly this is like I need to make this happen. I'm an awesome dude. This is a game I worked on and I want everyone to love it, so I gotta make a good showing for my game. So there was a lot of passion on that stream. Um, but it had a kind of a funny feel, I have to admit. Yeah. So any last thoughts on the presentation and the Switch?
Yeah, like I would say that I hope that the Switch stays amazing. I would love to see it become a thing. I would like it to stay, relevant with the other consoles that it's competing with because obviously we're competing with other consoles right now.
Oh yeah.
Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. So I just hope that the third party support that we're going to get what it looks like to be like that some of the announcements I do like it. I don't care so much for FIFA, but that's the right step in the direction.
Yeah.
Bandai Namco is working on oh, that's another game. They're working on a Dragon Ball game for the Switch.
Oh, I didn't see that in the any of the trailers. That
No,
must
that
be in the
wasn't a
farther
trailer.
future.
That was on the actually I saw on Best Buy looking at the pre-orders. Yeah, I just completely
Ooh.
forgot about that game. But that's on a pre-order for Nintendo Switch on the. But it's not gonna come out soon. But I like that there's some third-party support that are coming through. Um, I would like to like I don't care for Call of Duty, but I would like it to happen because basically
Yeah,
when
expand
people
the base. Expand
yeah
the
yeah
base.
yeah
You want people
bec-
to be able to get everything on this
yeah,
console.
so like that's pretty much what I was trying to touch base on. When you have everybody wanting to like when they were trying to make a decision and they want Nintendo games too, but they want other games as well they to play. They're not gonna be forced to buy a PS4. Now it's like, oh, you know what? I want to get a Switch too because it's gonna have this. Oh, they also have Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania is on the Switch. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a very natural fit, I think, though. Having Sonic, not classic Sonic, new Sonic, having Sonic with Nintendo seems to be working out pretty well so far for them.
Yeah, and it's portable too. So guess what? That's even perfect. We need a
Yeah, it's going to
portable.
be awesome.
Yes. So happy about
It's going
that.
to be really exciting. I have not pre-ordered yet, but the problem is I don't want to have to go to a store and pick it up. I'm one of those people. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. So it's probably on my horizon to get this. It's just I may not be with that person on launch day, unfortunately. I
Oh.
know. Feel bad for me, listeners. Feel bad for me. um, but it is exciting, and like right now, the way it looks, like you're saying, they're gonna have this third party support. They're going to get all of the titles that are normally going only to Xbox and PS4. They might be getting those titles. This could be their year. You know what I mean? After the Wii U was so disappointing in the sales, this could be it for them.
Yeah. Again, FIFA is huge. The FIFA announcement is super huge.
Yeah.
That has a lot of fans all over the world. So they would probably like to pick up a Switch. Now here's the thing. They have to make the controllers competitive. That's one
Yeah.
thing they have to. They cannot the Joy-Con, the small controllers are not going to work. If you're gonna make something that's competitive, you have to make your controller a little bit smaller, something that's comparable to what the PlayStation's doing. So the like the which they have the Pro controller, which they have, but they also have to have another one as well too coming in.
Oh, a more competitive controller
Yes,
than that even.
yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean, we'll see if they start having more third parties accessories like that too.
yeah, probably that probably be the thing. People if they want to make that decision to get a third party, yeah. But a first party that everyone wants to get a first party controller, so we'll see. But yeah, that works too.
Yeah. Um, so I think that wraps up our final thoughts. We're both optimistic.
Yes, yes. Like I have nothing negative to say right now. For
No,
now.
I I am optimistic and it's on my list as my next console right now. I'm in the market for a new console soon, and this will probably be me.
Yes, I'm getting it day one, so
Yeah, you're getting it. You're already stuck with that, man.
I have two of them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hey, I
So
know people who'll be willing to take it off your hands. That's right. That's right. So you're gonna set that as this. You're gonna set this up in your stream. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna be playing March 3rd. Should we look for you?
yes, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda is my first game that I'm gonna play, and then everything else is gonna come, into place when the games come out. But yeah, no
Cool.
Switch. I'm playing it day one.
Nice. All right. Well, I think we covered all of our bases. I'm going to let the listeners know your Twitter handle and your Twitch stream name so they can pick you up and follow you uh, as easily as possible. And I'll put those in the show notes. Do you have any other projects or social media you'd like to plug now for everybody?
Yeah, like my Twitter, it's the AweMic1. So with the if because no one's gonna spell it right. It's TheAweMic1, the number one, but with just the one though. And then let's see, I have a YouTube as well too, so that's also
Oh, yeah. What's your YouTube?
the Awesome Michael one.
Oh, okay.
So
Easy.
just with the
So it's
Twitch,
your
it's just the Awesome Michael, and then YouTube is the Awesome Michael one.
Great. Anything else you want to let make sure the listeners know about? Any other projects going on?
Right now, just getting for myself, just training and getting ready, and that's all I have going right now for now.
Well,
So
listeners, you heard Michael. You can see him on his Twitch channel, The Awesome Michael. Find him on Twitter, YouTube, all of these places. And if you want to see him at PAX East, if you're in the Boston area, you know where he'll be at the Mario Kart tournament.
yep, as a
So,
defending champion. So
defending champion. I want to thank you so much for joining us. It's been great.
yeah, thank you for having me on your podcast.
All right, you have a good night.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.